All right. The GOAT, Caitlin Clark, had some things to say. Obviously, we saw the cryptic message Kelsey Mitchell put out there. Kelsey, you got to stop doing the cryptic messages, bro. You know it's going to stir the pot, girl. Come on now, Kelsey. I don't believe Kelsey is going anywhere. She is going to be an Indiana Fever. We got to get to what Caitlin Clark had to say, though. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel. Hit that bell notification and hype the video for your boy. Let's get into it. In an article here on Athlon Sports. Let's get to it. Here it says, Caitlin Clark.
Now let's talk about that post. Kelsey Mitchell's initial upload, accompanied by images in a mysterious New Jersey setting, featured the incredibly enigmatic caption, "Eyes open, mouth closed." As you can imagine, this immediately sent fans and analysts into a complete frenzy, convinced that a major trade was going down or a shocking departure from the Indiana Fever was on the horizon. The cryptic nature of the message was vintage Mitchell. She's always been one to move in silence and keep everyone guessing, but this hit different.
That was the most disappointing thing. Hey, look, injuries happen. But I was looking forward to watching 44 games of Caitlin Clark destroying people. And we only got 13 games. Sad story. Due to multiple injuries, did not join. It says Clark, who played in just 13 games in 2025 due to multiple injuries, did not join the 3-on-3 Unrivaled League, despite reportedly being heavily pursued. There was speculation she would join in 2026 after opting not to participate in its inaugural season. Now, we know Caitlin Clark has dubbed Unrivaled every year. All the way, they tried to...
So get this, it started with a few words that hit the internet like a lightning bolt. Here it says, Caitlin, spread across social media, cryptic and unsettling, instantly setting the entire WNBA world ablaze, with wild speculation about the future of a beloved star. Kelsey Mitchell dropped this unexpected message, and it immediately sparked a wildfire of rumors that just wouldn't stop, suggesting that some kind of drastic, earth-shattering change was imminent for the Indiana Fever standout. But before the dust could even settle on those rumors, the ultimate show of loyalty and support came from a source that was unexpected in its timing, yet utterly vital in its impact.
New Jersey, as she teased her upcoming appearance. Eyes open, mouth closed, Mitchell wrote in the caption of her post. Clark showed support for Mitchell by commenting on the post. She wrote, "Let's go, Kels." Mitchell will be playing alongside Sonia Citron, Ezzy Magbegor, Natisha Heidemann, Sanaya Rivers, and Mo Billings with the Hive BC in 2026. The team will be coached by Chicago Sky assistant Rena Wakama. The second season of Unrivaled kicks off January 5th. It will be interesting to see how Mitchell performs in the 3-on-3 setting. It's worth noting she led the Fever in scoring during the 25 season.
Caitlin Clark, the undeniable face of the league, didn't hesitate for a second. She stepped right into the fray, not with a defensive denial or a confused question, but with an unambiguous declaration that cut straight through the noise, leaving absolutely no doubt where her allegiance and the Fever's unity truly lay amidst all that swirling uncertainty. Her reaction was pure, unfiltered backing for her teammates' bold new journey, the kind of support that tells you everything you need to know about their locker room.
With Hive BC in Unrivaled, okay? Now we got to go over to Front Office Sports, man. And shout out to Annie Costable. All right. Annie Costable had an article here titled "The Year of the WNBA's Extinctual Fight." And this could be do or die for the league. I think there's a lot of people in decision-making spots with the WNBPA who are a conflict of interest. And that's not like... that's not me looking at y'all character and saying it's a conflict of interest. It's me looking at the facts. When you are signed...
This time, the stakes felt exceptionally high and the anxiety was real. Was she truly leaving the team that had become her professional home after all this time? The tension was palpable across social media, and the WNBA community collectively held its breath, anxiously awaiting clarity on what this unexpected announcement truly signified for one of its most exciting players. This wasn't just a simple life update, it felt like a shifting of the tides. But here's the twist. The new team everyone was buzzing about wasn't a rival WNBA franchise like the Liberty or the Aces, but rather Hive BC, one of the new clubs debuting in the second season of Unrivaled.
I think there's a lot of people in decision-making spots with the WNBPA who are a conflict of interest. And that's not like, that's not me looking at y'all character and saying it's a conflict of interest. It's me looking at the facts. When you are signed with competitor leagues and you have stake in competitor leagues, I don't think you should be the one in charge of negotiating for another league. I just think that's a conflict of interest in any business, and that just is what it is. But she put an article here, says the WNBA year is ending much.
Mitchell was making her highly anticipated debut in this 3-on-3 league, stepping into a different arena entirely and providing much needed clarification to the swirling rumors that had everyone so worried. This shift to Unrivaled, a league specifically designed to give players more exposure and financial opportunity during the offseason, offered a fresh challenge and a new platform for Mitchell to showcase her elite scoring skills. The clarification finally eased many fears, confirming once and for all that she wasn't abandoning the Fever, but simply expanding her professional horizons and adding another exciting dimension to her already impressive career trajectory.
Problem right there. That is what I'm talking about. WNBPA executive leaders Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart at the time. Negotiations had not yet taken off, but players took full advantage of the exposure they were receiving while playing in the new league based in Miami. Okay, so you had Unrivaled kicked off even before Unrivaled's inaugural season started. You had Angel Reese on her podcast saying that Unrivaled was going to be the only league players ended up playing in, just for her not to end up playing in year 2. She skipped out on year 2. You see what I'm saying? So this is what
their presence not only provides Mitchell with familiar faces and a comfort zone, but it also elevates the profile of Unrivaled itself by showcasing top-tier talent from one of the WNBA's most talked about and popular teams. However, while her teammates plunge headfirst into Unrivaled, Caitlin Clark herself has notably opted out for the second straight year, a decision rooted in a crucial personal focus after her rookie year was unfortunately plagued by multiple injuries, limiting her to just 13 games in 2025. It's a reminder of the physical toll the game takes.
Unrivaled was going to be the only league players ended up playing in, just for her not to end up playing in year 2. She skipped out on year 2. You see what I'm saying? So this is what I mean, man. It's been a lot of foolishness going on. And then Nafisa Collier was quoted as saying, we didn't plan the league based on CBA negotiation. I think it did have a part. I think because y'all have clearly tried to use Unrivaled as leverage the whole time, even before the negotiations started, which is why Angel Reese was saying that Unrivaled was going to be the only league people was playing in. Y'all was trying to get rid of the WNBA. Y'all thought y'all was...
And this is where Caitlin Clark's reaction to Mitchell's post became the defining moment of the saga. It was immediate, unequivocal, and loud. She commented directly, "Let's go Kels," a simple yet powerful statement of endorsement and encouragement that resonated with fans everywhere. This wasn't just a casual Instagram remark thrown out by a friend. It was a public display of solidarity from the league's biggest star, signaling her full, unwavering support for Mitchell's venture into Unrivaled, even in a landscape often fraught with team rivalries and individual ambitions. Clark's clear backing underscored the incredibly tight-knit bond that exists within the Fever organization.
Served as the backdrop for Collier and WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert's now infamous, previously private conversation. Among Collier's accusations was that Engelbert has said Caitlin Clark should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything, right? So we saw how Unrivaled, I mean, just the whole thing kind of backfired with Kathy Engelbert having that conversation with her there. So it's just kind of like, I don't know if we're going to get to a place where we can get a deal done. I am hopeful. But I will, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to watch some Unrivaled because I want to cover.
Her words weren't just for Mitchell. They were a message to the entire league, demonstrating a level of loyalty that goes far beyond the WNBA court. And Mitchell isn't going alone. She's joined by a strong contingent of her Indiana Fever teammates from the 2025 season, making it a full-on Fever takeover. Lexi Hull, Aliyah Boston, Erica Wheeler, Nalissa Smith, and Victoria Vivians are also suiting up for the 3-on-3 league. This widespread participation speculation from the Fever roster highlights a collective decision by several key players to actively engage with Unrivaled, seeking competitive play and exposure during the long WNBA offseason. But here is where it gets complicated. Despite Clark's current absence, the league had previously attempted to heavily leverage her name and star power following her rookie year. There was this intense push to associate her with the nascent league, almost to a point where Clark had to publicly distance herself, putting an end to what felt like an incessant attempt to capitalize on her unprecedented popularity without her actual involvement. Clark is prioritizing her recovery above all else, ensuring she returns to 100% health for the upcoming WNBA season so she can deliver the performance fans expect. Despite reportedly being heavily pursued by unrivaled recruiters, speculation of her joining in 2026 remains a possibility, but for now, her commitment is solely to healing and preparing to dominate the WNBA court without further risk. Her absence is a smart testament to her long-term career vision. A critical conflict of interest has emerged, with top WNBPA executive leaders, specifically Nneka Collier and Breanna Stewart, actually co-founding Unrivaled. This situation sparks serious, difficult questions because these same leaders are responsible for negotiating a collective bargaining agreement for all WNBA players. Their dual roles raise eyebrows and provoke sharp criticism from observers, suggesting a potential misalignment of priorities within the Players Association that could affect everyone. This historical context makes her current unwavering support for Kelsey Mitchell even more impactful, because she is championing her teammates' participation in the very league she herself had to politely but firmly decline. It shows she can separate her personal business decisions from her support for her friends. I want to cover Unrivaled in more depth, because the narrative around it isn't solely about player opportunity and cool highlights. It's entangled in a significant and growing controversy surrounding the WNBPA. The core of the conflict lies in the fact that Unrivaled is technically a competitor league. When WNBPA executive leaders hold significant financial stakes in a rival entity, while also negotiating the WNBA's future, it creates an undeniable ethical dilemma that is hard to ignore. Critics argue that these individuals cannot impartially advocate for WNBA players' best interests when their personal financial success is tied to a competing venture. Adding another layer of suspicion to the mix is the specific timing of Unrivaled's debut. The 3-on-3 Startup League kicked off in January 2025, precisely when the WNBA's crucial CBA negotiations were intensifying. This fueled accusations that Unrivaled was strategically launched as leverage in labor talks to pressure the WNBA. Although Collier initially denied that Unrivaled was planned around CBA negotiations, she later admitted that when the timing lined up, they saw it as a perfect opportunity. That contradiction between the denial and the admission did little to quell the skepticism brewing among fans and analysts. The controversy expanded further when Angel Reese previously claimed Unrivaled would be the only league players would join, only for her to turn around and skip the league's second season entirely. This inconsistency added to concerns about the messaging and the underlying motives of the organization. Critics went as far as accusing WNBPA leadership of using Unrivaled as a pawn or leverage against the WNBA, hoping to force concessions or even create an existential threat to the established league to get what they wanted. The drama intensified to a boiling point with a now infamous private conversation between Nneka Collier and WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, which later became public knowledge. One of Collier's most damaging accusations was that Engelbert allegedly said Caitlin Clark should be grateful for her $16 million in off-court earnings because without the WNBA platform, she wouldn't make anything, a claim that, if said, cuts deep. If accurate, the comment revealed a deeply problematic attitude toward the league's biggest star and ignited a firestorm of debate around player value and league responsibility in the modern era. Amid all this political drama and backstage fighting, it's important to remember Kelsey Mitchell's actual on-court excellence. In the 2025 WNBA season, she was a beast, leading the Indiana Fever in scoring by averaging 20 points per game on 45% shooting. Her performance makes her Unrivaled debut especially compelling from a purely basketball perspective. Despite the surrounding controversy and the noise, Caitlin Clark's unwavering support for Mitchell stands out as a beacon of positivity. Her "Let's go Kels" comment reinforces player solidarity and proves the strong bond within the Indiana Fever remains unbreakable. The intertwined narratives of player ambition, emerging leagues, and high-stakes labor negotiations create an incredibly complex landscape for women's basketball right now. But one thing remains clear: player solidarity, even amid deep institutional divides and corporate battles, continues to be a powerful force moving the game forward.